Hello and welcome, I am Aziel, and today we're going to talk about orcs. This is what it's kind of been building up to, and this is something I'm kind of excited about, because it's about two of the most popular characters within the 40k universe, and if it's about orcs, you can guess it's Ghazghkull Thraka and Yarrick. And I'll be honest with you, in playing orcs, guys, anyone, if you ever get the chance, if you get to play someone who plays orcs, you're going to have a good time straight away. Almost every time you're going to have a ball of a game, because those guys are wild, and a lot of it I think is because they get really into the orc way of thinking and their lore. And this is what we got to talk about with Yarrick and Ghazghkull. See, I'm going to say something controversial, I guess. Yarrick was done dirty. He was done so dirty. An off-screen kill, and that was it. It was so horrendous to kill him off like that. And it kind of brings me to my point about what I've said before, that Games Workshop don't really know how to finish off a story. The End of Death of Horus Heresy took 3 massive books to finish, where, previously it's been a single page. But let's continue. Yarrick was killed off screen, and we don't know how he really died. And to me, that's just atrocious writing for any character. Tycho got a better sending off than that. He was killed on Armageddon after falling to the Black Rage by an old weird boy. The whole story of Tycho's death is well documented and really well done. Staff Sergeant Kell, again, famous last words, Cadia stands, fantastic way of ending a character's life. Yarrick, killed off screen. And this is where we get to a bit of the orc way of thinking. Orcs need certain things to live and survive. They need food, well, in the words of Ghazghkull, they need, paraphrase, they need food to eat, grog to drink, and enemies to fight. And to him, Yarrick would have been the equivalent to a fine wine. He was a perfect enemy to fight. He was the baddest one. The orcs pretty much feared him, and there isn't even a tin boy that has ever given orcs a pause for thought or even to fear. Because he's a badass. He's an absolute badass. He came into the orcs' thinking and their lore because he killed a big orc boss with when he had one arm. It's how he got his power claw. The power claw cut his arm off, and he still ended up killing that orc. So the orc was massive, big, burly dude. Ended up cutting off Yarrick's arm, and Yarrick still won the fight. Then they had this fear that he could kill you with a gaze. So he had a laser put into his eyes just to add that fear to the orcs. Like, he could actually do it. It wasn't just something that they believed, it was something that was real now. He led a slave revolt against the orcs. Like, Yarrick to the orcs was this absolute badass. Like, a lot of theories have gone around that the orcs even considered him to be an orc. Like, he was orc in human form. He was just that level to the orcs. And Ghazghkull respected him. He didn't hate him at all. It's like, I need this guy to fight. So this is why he never killed him outright. Because he believed killing him outright would be finish that last drop of that fine wine, and it'd be gone for good, and all he'd have is the memories left. So he savoured the fights. He enjoyed the fights with him. And he loved it. So this is where it comes into a bit of headcanon, a bit of fan theory, or how I would have done it. First way we've done it, Armageddon was reinvaded by the orcs. This is all going to circle around Armageddon. Armageddon was reinvaded by the orcs. Ghazghkull and Yarrick finally come clash to clash, and one of them dies for real. Obviously Yarrick in this case, and Ghazghkull goes, that was a good wine, I enjoyed that wine, and that's it. It's quite boring, to be honest with you. The other one is, during the orc invasion, and this is where I thought it should have ended. This is my personal fan theory. This is like something where I should have. The orcs invade Armageddon. Yarrick and Ghazghkull start fighting, and then the bloodshed, it's just one of the most brutal fights they've ever had. The bloodshed opens up a rift to the warp. And if you think that's far-fetched, that's literally how the first War of Armageddon started. There was so much violence on Armageddon because of bread riots and the RBTs and everything else, that a warp opened up, letting the demons of Khorne inward, followed by Angrond and his World Eaters. Ghazghkull's there because he finally wants to take Armageddon from Yarrick, have that last drop of wine, enjoy it, savour it, really enjoy this battle with Yarrick, and it opens up a warp. Rip. Well, warp stomp, whatever. Demons of Khorne pour through, yet Angron follows out. Ghazghkull's not stupid, but he does like a good fight. And as he wants to, enjoy the fight with Yarrick to last that little bit longer, he decides, do you know what? Maybe we can just team up with these Umis here and go, we're going to fight the big red ones with you. We're going to team up with you. And the thing is, again, this is not unheard of on Armageddon. Snikrot actually hates this fact that there are orc boys on Armageddon who ally with humans, the Armageddon orc hunters. They do fight together when when the demons invaded, and they did invade. Snikrot decided this was very un-orky and was not very happy, and would kill anyone who decided that that he found out was teaming up with humans. He said this was very un-orky. Ghazghkull would be like, I want to kill Yarrick myself. He's my fine wine. I want to finish it. I want to save it. I want to enjoy it. But it's mine. But Angron kills him. I said in a previous video he should have been a Chaos Lord, but Angron kills him. And this just annoys Ghazghkull so much. Like, he's had this lovely wine. He's been savouring it for years and years and years. He's been enjoying it. He's like, all these battles have brought him so much joy, and someone else takes the last drop. He just grabs it and rips it out of him, and he's like, that was my kill. That was mine to do. That was my job. You took the one thing I enjoyed away from me. And he just goes berserk against Angron and batters the hell out of him, like just totally obliterates him in front of the entire world he is. And to be fair, that was pretty much a viable option, because Angron got his ass kicked by the lion, and Demon Primarchs are just dwarfs at this moment. They're dwarfs of this universe, 40k universe. They're there to go, this guy's a badass, so let him beat a Demon Primarch. I'm not comparing Ghazghkull to a Primarch, I'm just saying the lion did it, and it's so frequently that these Demon Primarchs get their butts handed to them all the time. It's not even funny. But yeah, so Ghazghkull does this, and while he's doing it, he's literally just standing over the corpse of Yarrick. Like, no one's going to touch him. No one's going to mutilate his corpse. This was his to claim. So he's not letting anyone. He just obliterates everything. Goes absolutely berserk. And instead of actually invading Armageddon, he said, "Do you know what? We're gonna," and it basically just says, "Yeah, Umis, we're gonna give you this time. Take him away." And Ghazghkull's going to go off actually pretty depressed. Orcs feel depression. This is like the weirdest part of orc culture which I've ever read. Orcs can get depressed if they don't fight, or someone they were fighting dies. Like, that can really affect them badly. And he would just end up going back to his ship in this state of depression. Like, he doesn't know what to do. Like, he's been fighting this fight for so long, and it was his to kill. It was his. If he had killed him, it would have made him happy because he won the fight. But he didn't win this fight. The win was stolen from him. He would now need to go and find someone else. He doesn't fear the Tin Boys. He doesn't fear the Space Marines. He doesn't fear the pointy ears or the fishy ones. Like, he doesn't fear those ones. Like, even the neck ones, he has no worries about. Like, he doesn't care about those existences. Yarrick, on the other hand, he worried about. Like, that was because if you think about this way, the neck ones, the Tau, the Eldar, the Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, all of them have massive amount of armor. Some armors are different from others, I'll give you that. But Humies, the Imperial Guard, yeah, they're just fleshy. For a fleshy human to, stand up to an orc, to go, yeah, I'm just going to fight you with very little armor, and what the orc would see is just pretty much normal clothes. If he sees an Eldar, or an Eldari, whatever you want to call it, he'll go, yeah, he's in armor. He's padded out. Sees a Necron, he's made out of metal. Same with a Tau. All well armoured, but he sees these humans like they're giving us a fight, and we like it because we got to go out and they're coming at us with basically sticks and light guns, but they give it their all, and that's what makes orcs happy. And he wouldn't know what to do. If he killed Yarrick, he would be like, he'd claim his skull, he'd have him proud place. How he'd probably end up talking to it. It'd be like this prize thing for him. It was a prize because that was stolen from him, and that's would be exactly how he felt. And I would say that he would do a Tusker Demon Slayer, just go into the warp and take the fight to Khorne himself, just go absolutely nuts. or find planets where, the world eaters are there, or there's demons of corn. Anything that took the kill away from Yarrick, it would be his crusade from that point onward, just to batter the head out of until he got what he believed was his vengeance. With an orc would be never happen, but he would just go nuts. He'd see some world eaters, he would just send his boys right after him, go into the warp and just find all this. And we'd have this interesting story arc finally finished properly of what would happen between Ghazghkull and Yarrick. But we got, again, not only was it stolen from Ghazghkull, I think the other problem was it was stolen from us as well. And I think that's probably the worst bit about it. Yeah, this story ending was stolen from us as, readers of the lore, enjoyers of the lore. We've seen this story go on for years and years. We've read about the guys, and suddenly gone. And then you had that box which he was in, that Ghazghkull came back in, with Ragnar Blackmane. Why Ragnar Blackmane and the Space Wolves? Yeah, they've had some fights, but there wasn't this real big beef between the two. Yarrick, that was an iconic fight. Anyway, what do you guys think? I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I enjoyed talking about this one. I'll see you all again in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Link to Whaling Games down below as always if you wish to save up to 20% off your Warhammer, and £20 off your free delivery after £20. Right, I'll get that straight. Up to 20% off and free delivery after £20. Okay, that's how it goes. I'll say it one more time just to be clear. Free delivery after £20 and up to 20% off. Right. There you go. Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, plushies, all that stuff. That cool stuff. My comic and my merchandise as well. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye.